Okie dokie. You guys. Hello everyone. I know we don't have any viewers yet, but they're gonna come. They're gonna come. So, for everybody who is watching the recording afterwards, today I have with me Big Apple Pie, which is the pie in the middle of the road with sunglasses. Say hello.
Hello.
I need to turn your volume up, I see. For now, for some reason it got lower.
Wait, hold on a second. Sorry, it's because I had your stream going at the same time you started, and I was like, uh-oh.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair. And I have with me an oldie but a goodie, Aeon of Dreams. Say hello.
Hello.
And the other new one, ooh, GT2CE Max. Thank you so much for following. And as many of you might know and adore, we have with us Jasper Pie. Say hello.
This kidnapped my wholesomeness.
Wait, cut out.
Can you repeat one more time, please?
Was kidnapped by wholesomeness.
Oofto. Oofto.
That is very accurate. You are very fortunate right now.
Oito. I don't know how to respond to that.
I fear wholesomeness.
Oh.
It gives me feelings.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I don't know, I'm mostly just being silly.
I know, but I'm trying to like make it more fun and react properly, but I don't know how to react properly because But
And
yeah,
my mission was a success.
yes, very much.
Fear not, Joey. You will enjoy this.
Yes.
Enjoy your abduction.
I don't mean to complain, but my name is Big Apple Pie, so
Yeah, okay, I can make it bigger.
just a little slight.
Yeah. Ska vi se, where is your little thingy wingy? Ska vi se. Just need to find the right stuffy wuffy. Where are you, BP?
We have been captured by wholesomeness.
Meow. You happy now?
And she's got an Easter basket.
Hey.
I'm
So?
assuming that's an Easter
No, it doesn't
basket.
have to be that big. I don't. It's okay. You can make it just a little bit less.
No. You asked for big, now we have a big pie.
You are now like Matt Stoney eating challenge levels of
Yeah. So basically, Twilight was trying to come to life spell, and she hit a pie and some sunglasses. There we go.
I actually already have a backstory for how that.
Ah, okay, awesome. Let's start there. So, what's the background of your OC, AJ? No, Big Apple Pie. Sorry.
Well, the whole thing about the pie, because I know it's like, I'm the only one that I know that actually like uses like a baked good or pastry or food. Some people like outside the fandom have different things, but I go by it. It's my persona. It's what I use. Big Apple Pie came about because I didn't have a Brony name for a long time. I didn't have anything. And back when Equestria Daily, did the IRC chat way before Discord, I went on there a lot, and I wanted something that was not pony_numbers. And so I was in there, and I asked people for advice, like, what do I do? And they're like, oh, I don't know, you could do this or that. And I just said, well, maybe I could do something like I did with my YouTube name. My YouTube name was Mega Anna Link Fan. I came up with it when I was 14, and it just means I'm a fan of Mega Man, anime, and Link from Zelda. So I was thinking, hey, Lim, why don't I do something like that for here? And I'm like, well, let's see here. My favorite characters are Big Macintosh, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie. And without skipping a beat, the guy said Big Apple Pie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's perfect. And I'll never forget that. If only I can remember who that guy was. But
nice.
I hate. I mean, so if that guy is somehow watching this, thank you. So, so the whole pie thing didn't actually occur, just the name. And I'm like, yeah, I like it. It's good. and the whole idea for like the whole the pie thing. You know, actually, why don't you ask everybody else, and then we can talk about origin stories later.
Okay. Well, Aeon has
Like
already
character
been.
wise.
Yeah, character wise is also something that this is more like how you ended up with your character. But
Okay, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's what I ended up. Yeah, the pie didn't actually the pie thing didn't really come up until like later.
So how did you end up with like? So that was how you got the name, but is that also how you ended up with actually using a pie?
The idea from that, I mean, that's not really a background. It was like basically a silly moment that happened in the Equestria Daily IRC chat where we were just all playing around and someone decided to just, you know, just like, oh, this guy's gonna play his Discord. So this happened back in like 2012. Yeah. Someone role played as like Discord and be like, I'm just gonna play pranks on everybody, and we're all like just going along with it because we're having fun in there. And I just like, I'm not a pony, I'm just a person. So he says, all right, well, I'll transform into a real pie. So I'm like, yay! We're just playing around with it, and then someone revised me by eating strawberries. I don't know if I ate strawberries. I don't remember. It was weird. And then I thought about it. Hey, why don't I just make that a thing? Why don't I make my character is an actual pie, and I transform between pie and human at will? It's weird. It's silly, but it's very unique.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen. Have any one of you seen anything like that or heard about it?
No, that's pretty original.
Not off the top of my head, no.
Trying my best to keep the joke from before in my mouth.
Just...
But there's a head on the top of your head.
How did you know?
I can see you.
That's it. I'm tinting all my windows.
Cannot hide from the witch's eyes.
Yeah, or you know. Dun 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 dun. But yeah, okay. Then we know that. Thank you so much for sharing. So, Jasper. Well, people who has been on my stream has seen or heard about Aeon's story at least 2 times now, I think. So
I have to say, yeah, about twice.
So I guess a lot of people would be happy or honored to hear your story and how you ended up with the character. Like, why is it a unicorn? The color scheme and that sort of stuff as well.
A particularly exciting story. Well, see, when I first got into ponies and kind of forced into ponies, to be honest, I know I wanted to try to make my own character, so I went on the Pony OC character designer on DeviantArt, and my first original design was kinda an eyesore.
Oofto.
That's the Pony OC creator for you. Generator, whatever.
Welcome to where we've all been before.
I was there too.
Yeah, I want to ask, how did he look?
I don't know if I can share what he looked like without the stream getting censored due to blindness.
Well, you can always try to explain in words, like.
Actually, hold on. I think I have a picture of what he originally looked like, but like I said, I gotta warn you, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. I think we all had a bad OC time. Or period.
I made a giant orange alicorn with blue and green wavy Celestia hair on the OC Pony generator, and I don't care. I just did it for fun, so.
That sounds like a meme, yeah.
And he had sunglasses too, so.
Because sunglasses, yeah.
So you started out as a carrot, I see.
Oh, he's adorable. Oh.
Oh my god.
I think it's maybe because it's so tiny, but it's adorable.
Color clashing, oh my gosh.
Oh.
So this is OG Jasper.
Oh.
Sorta. This is more like cultified Jasper. The real picture of what original Jasper looks like is long gone, but I can find a screenshot of it on an old video he made a cameo in, but I'll do that later.
Where did you come
So,
from?
yeah,
Where
what-
did you go?
So yeah, I was basically playing Russian roulette on the pony creator. I saw the Fez and I figured Fez is cool, so he must have one. And as for the color scheme, I like red, so he's and I am a redhead, so here we have a red pone.
He's so cute.
Then one day, Golden Fox kind of got his hand on a vector, kind of simplified him out, and then boom, the not so clashing Jasper we know today.
Yay. It is kind of interesting how you are still keeping the red color scheme on the whole pony. That's something I don't often see, as I see over at Aeon's pony, who is literally the same, just blue.
Yeah, some people change their color scheme just a teeny bit, or their hair.
Yeah, but it's like it's rare to see well-balanced, mostly one-colored ponies, OCs, around.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I can say you could thank Golden Fox for helping balance everything out on him.
okay. Yeah, he is orange and red, or is he?
Golden, he is orange with red hair.
Yeah, or something like that. But yeah, I'm actually just noticing that now. Yeah, we are really good monocolor OCs.
We're simple.
And we
I mean,
both
I'm
came
extra simple because blue OCs are a meme just from being so common.
Blue's
and
a
we
nice
were both
color.
born
Blue's
on the
calm.
East Coast,
In New England.
which is the East Coast.
Oh yeah, it's still the East Coast, but it's also even further in New England. You were literally 24 minutes from my old house. Reminiscing.
He and Riley used to kidnap me for friendship nights.
Yes, those were fun.
I'm sorry, but I really gotta say it. How can I what can I call you by? Jasper Pie, Joey, Pizza Pone, Funny Dude.
Ja-
what?
Just Jasper right now.
Sure. So Jasper, whenever I looked at your pony, all I could think about was, is he sunburned? It just looks like a sunburn color.
If I was, you'd never know. I could be sunburned
or do you get burned a lot when you make pizzas?
I get burned walking outside just grabbing a newspaper.
Yeah, some people has that problem.
Oh.
Well, we don't
one
have...
of the
Yeah, sorry.
Because one of the things I did for my character was kind of make him a comedic punching bag of sorts.
Aww.
No, really? He's a funny punching bag. He loves to be a punching bag. No, Silverquill's a punching bag. You're just goofy.
I would say a word I heard somebody else say was he was the adorable squeaking bag because he makes such an adorable squeaks.
Yes.
Oh.
And I gotta say, I'm really happy that I heard the new thing you're voicing for Fiora the Tank Girl about News from the Basement show.
I played the weather pony.
E.
Which is funny because in high school, I actually was the weatherman for our short-lived news production.
What? Seriously?
Yep. There were actually clips of it on YouTube, but it didn't last long.
Nah.
We either weren't funny enough or we weren't informative enough.
Well, you had plenty of funny, so I think it sadly must be the latter. Oh, but we have some questions in the chatty watty. Let's see. Question for Jasper Pie. What is your favorite My Little Pony episode? Also, I enjoy your channel, says Snowy Motorcycle.
Oh, geez. Probably either Pinky Pride because Weird Al Yankovic, or or probably Twilight 7 or 8. I forget the title of the heist episode.
Twilight 6, I think.
Either way, the 200th episode.
Yeah. I think that's the one. That is a really good one. I was surprised on all the funny twists and turns they did in that episode with all the characters. Spoiler for people who, for some reason, haven't seen the episode. What were your, all of you have seen the episode, I think? Guys?
Well, I know I have, because I said it
Sorry.
was one of my
Sorry.
favorites.
Episode of what? Sorry. Episode of what?
The two.
My Little Pony.
You know, the show we all adore.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh,
So
yeah.
I haven't caught up to with it, but it's okay. Like spoil ahead away. It's fine.
Okay,
I can look at them. I can look at them and add an analytical standpoint.
okay.
fine.
Have you seen the 200th episode?
No, and it's all right. You can. I'm fine if you speak about whatever. It's fine. I haven't finished season 8, but it's okay.
Oh, sweetie, that's when all the fun stuff starts.
What? Excuse me.
Sweetie.
Excuse me. I love season 1. Don't you?
That's fair. Aeon, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen basically all of them except the Celestia Luna episode. I think
Yeah,
we need to fix that.
that's a good one too. So, Jasper and Aeon, what are your favorite parts in that episode?
In the heist episode?
Yes. Like, for me,
I like how...
Yeah, sir?
That's alright.
No,
That's
you
alright, you
first.
finish.
No, you first.
Yes. Alright, I think my most favorite part was probably how involved the voice actors were with the writing process, because it shows how much they care about the characters.
Yeah, that's true. That's nice.
Trying to remember. This is the one where they're doing the heist at Canterlot, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because there was another episode that was also in the same season that also could have arguably. Well, okay, that one wasn't a heist. That was more of a treasure hunt. Never mind. I like that they did have an episode where stuff the Royal Guard was doing actually worked. So they finally have one other moment than just arresting a child, which apparently was also too much for them. Mostly stuff like that. Because earlier in the season they had it as something of a Chekhov's gun that, they put up all this new stuff and planning, and like I usually would have expected that to either be dropped or the new villain comes in, destroys everything with zero effort as usual, and things like that. So I like that it had a moment, even if arguably it was still useless in the end. It was fun.
Okay.
So was that your favorite episode, Jasper?
One of them. The other one was Pinky Pride.
Oh, Weird Al. I think it's actually, I remember that before that episode came out, I was at, that's right, way back when, back in Equestria, LA, 2012, the very first pony convention I went to. In fact, the very first convention I went to. I remember that William Anderson, that's his name, right? The guy who makes the background music. I remember he actually said to everybody that Weird Al wanted to be on the show for a long time. So it was even back in 2012, he wanted to be in the show. So like 2 years later, he got to be in it. And actually they were in a band together or something. So he actually did music with Weird Al. So there's the connection.
That was
really
pretty
I actually didn't. Yeah, I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, if you were able to, then yeah, look up the I think it was a music panel or something. Yeah, Equestria 2012. It was really cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, Weird Al and he wants to be in it. And everyone's like, yeah, we want him in it. And then it actually happens. So that's great.
Even though I didn't know about that, like that is something that everyone talked about, like on forums mostly, or like YouTube comments. Like everyone wanted this to somehow be a thing.
And it's probably because of that too. He mentioned about Weird Al. And then because Weird Al did want, so even he wanted to be on the show. So that worked.
Also, I found it.
Yay!
Found what?
The true original Jasper.
Oh, I remember this picture. Oh.
Oof.
Shield your eyes.
Ah!
Everybody, he looks kind of like imagine the stereotype of an American tourist in a cartoon,
Oof.
and it's a pony.
But its reality has been heightened to like 1,000,000.
This is a galaxy-brained expression right here.
Still, it's the same, but just a little different. Even somehow more extreme. The pockets make it more extreme.
And yeah, I think it's the pockets. Yeah. Ooh, Magic Star Flash. Ask Jasper. How did you and Will become besties? I think he means friends.
Ooh.
Yeah,
If you're comfortable talking
Yeah,
about
best
it, of
friends.
course.
That is actually a story in of itself. You see, once upon a time, before there was ponies, there was trains.
Toot toot!
Oh, yeah. You guys know each other. I remember that.
Because before I became the pizza pony, I was heavily involved in the Thomas fandom, and me and Will both were, and we kind of did our own videos. And one day, I kind of lovingly ripped off one of his episodes. We had a minor thing, but then we got over it, and we became best friends, partners in crime, even.
So, like, you ended up doing a mistake about, as you say, ripping off a video. So, how was the very first conversation? Was it like, okay, dude, whatever you did was not cool? Or was it more like, okay.
Actually, it's more like
Huh?
how I apparently did it a little, almost as good as his.
Oh, cool.
You ripped me off, but you did a good job. Let's team up. Is that really pretty much what happened?
In a sense, yeah.
Huh, fun. Ska vi se. Joyster Pony. Question for Jasper. How much collaboration you did with Lightning Bliss?
Collaborations, as in.
Just says collaboration, so I guess how many videos have you been working with Lightning Bliss in? Like I think they think outside of the TF2 stuff.
I was gonna mention the TF2 things. We work with each other basically all the time, and outside of that, quite a few times. We're actually planning an upcoming video together, which I will not say what.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's a surprise.
It's always a surprise. Yeah, but I really liked the April Fool's video. That was really fun. That was well done. You wrote that, didn't you?
Yeah, another fun story about that. That we were. It was sometime, I believe, late February. We were talking about the. Have you seen the original Heavy is Dead video?
Wait,
I have a
Maybe,
vague memory
maybe.
of it, but
Same.
Basically, it's Gmod and Insanity Incarnate.
Oofta.
Yeah, probably. I think.
But
I
yeah,
had
we
this a
were-
long time ago.
We were talking about it. I made a joke like, "Hey, wouldn't it be great if we made a video like this?" Then Doc approached me asking if it was possible to compose a script. So I just gave it a shot, and boom, this beautiful abomination came out.
Yeah, I really hope to see more like that from you. That would have been awesome.
I'm actually currently in the process of writing 2 other scripts, so it's possible.
Yay! Sorry.
Pat.
I don't know. Wiggle dog, happy dog sounds.
So, just so we cover everybody, Aeon, what about you? Where did your name come from, and Pony and stuff?
Yeah, if you don't mind telling it for a third time.
Well, I haven't heard it, so.
Fair enough. No, what is it? I Okay, so originally, Aeon wasn't my name. My old name I thought was a little too confusing. Or it wasn't rather a little too confusing. It was just difficult to remember. It was originally the Oneromancer, and I think there's only like 2 or 3 people who still call me that. Because I had a thing where,
That's easy to remember. Remember Oreo Master, right?
yeah, no one could spell it right either.
Right now.
I used it as a username, and the username was probably more effective than my password, if I'm not gonna lie. Oh,
That says a lot.
yeah, but I mean, it really helped with security. It was great. No, I changed it in like I think 2014, and it reflected that I like talking about or sometimes reading about like esotericism or occultism, and I was really into Gnosticism at the time. So Aeons are like essentially just a concept out of Gnosticism, and basically it was just a reflection that I like occult things, and I don't know, this name sounds cool in a very admittedly kind of pretentious way. So there you go.
So that's how he ended up with the name. So
Well, sort of. I liked I liked Aeons as a concept, or just the general thing. I wasn't really going to go into that in this the chill and chat though, just because that's like, okay, everyone sit down. I'm going to give y'all a class on Gnosticism. We're going to talk about Aeons today. You'll have to clear the next hour. No, but
that's
no, it
maybe
was just a cool
for
concept. I thought.
yeah. Maybe take that for another. What would that would maybe be something that could be fun to have on your YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, I probably could make a video about that subject. There's enough material there to make one.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
So, unicorn because magic, or
Oh yeah. Um, I mostly picked it because I was really into, like, I loved philosophy in high school, and the course, and I've always thought the courses in high school and college were pretty fun. I also had a fascination with like religion and, as I mentioned earlier, esotericism, occultism. So I thought it fit the most.
okay.
Cool.
So, color scheme. How did you end up
Uh,
with that?
Well, my OC was mostly in part designed, at least initially, by a friend of mine who isn't in the fandom anymore. In fact, I actually have no idea what happened to him.
Oh.
But I chose to stay with it because I like anything that I thought reflected like weather, and I thought his color scheme is seems to resemble like a sky during the daytime. So I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. It just, for lack of a better term, it vibes with me pretty well. So I didn't really change much of anything with it. And the design you're seeing here, I should point out, was redesigned by Ryland, and then later I gave a little update to give him a longer tail, which was done by Blissey.
Yeah. Blissey is also the one that has done my vectors as well, and you can find her link down below. Together with information about these wonderful guys, like where you can find them online in social media, or, go to Jasper's Patreon or their YouTubes to find more awesome stuff. Also, ska vi se, who was Snowy Motorcycles asked, Jasper Pie, do you have a Twitch?
I have a Twitch, but I don't use it for streaming. I mostly use it to watch streams.
Same here.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I would, but it confuses me too much. I know a 12-year-old can figure it out, but I can't, and then it's too technical.
I don't really think I have.
I'd rather deal with like technicalities of Adobe and crashing. I understand that better.
Like I said, I don't really have the tech for streaming, and I'm not gonna lie, most of the streams would probably just be the Sam and Max episodes.
Well, that's fun too. Oh, Ashdrake08 for Aeon. Who is your favorite Norse god or goddess?
Oh, I'm an Odinist, so I think that answers that question.
Yeah.
I think if I had to pick a goddess, generic an answer though it seems, and it's probably cheating if you know any of the theology, because I know Chris, you might know some of this theology.
Hmm.
I could just say Freya, and I've probably accounted for like half of them. So I'll just
Yeah.
say Freya.
Yeah. Sorry, just getting flashbacks from the Marvel movies, and I'm just like, oh no.
There is no
Oh.
Freya in the Marvel movies, which I
Ugh.
like. I've got like a mini rant that I gave to someone about that, because
Yeah.
it would just be so awesome if they just had a Freya.
Yeah, or they made at least Hell look like how she's supposed to be, and still would be able to kick Bahooties. That would have been way more awesome than the spiky goth lady. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good
sorry
movie
guys.
though.
Yeah, they
No,
made a
yeah,
good
sorry.
movie, but they weren't very Norse.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, it's
Basically not trying to be accurate and taking too many liberties.
yeah,
Yeah.
and throwing everything out the window except for names.
Welcome to Hollywood. I don't have any like favorite gods or anything, and like Norse stuff. I mean, I'm typical. I like Greek. I like Athena.
Ah,
Athena's just all around, like as she's depicted and everything. She's just good. Like she's not a jerk really. Or when she does some, or when it's like some story where she does something that's selfish or whatever, she like makes up for it.
so do you know how Medusa became Medusa, right?
Wasn't that Hera? Wasn't that Hera's doing?
I thought it was Athena, but I might
I
be
think it was
mixing them
Athena.
then.
I think it was
Well-
Athena as well, actually.
Oh yeah, it might be. I was gonna say, so you're giving Athena the not as big of a jerk as you could have been.
As compared to all the other gods and goddesses, yes.
Oh yes. No, like what I find
Compared to like Juno.
Well, I mean, like the funniest thing I find about Greek mythology is that there are many people. Maybe this is because of like this might be because of the Disney movie and also some
Yes.
Christianization in the myth retelling. I find it funny that they were trying to make Hades into like a
Oh, yeah.
Satan XP culturally. But what's funny is he's, strictly speaking, actually one of the better gods to encounter.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think someone on Tumblr famously described it as, he's not going to like do anything bad to you like Zeus or Hera will. He's more like the god who would collect model trains, and if you encountered him, would just talk your ear off about his model trains.
I guess it's like, it's the old, it's when it's kind of like how when people in the modern day like to make a Grim Reaper character and just make it like, I'm just doing a job.
So
just come to the underworld. That's pretty much what he is.
Sounds like you would get along with him then, Jasper, if he's really that into trains.
Well, even then, like
You could make a train to the underworld and then put the ferryman out of business.
train conductor Jasper here to take you to the afterlife for the
You
toll.
just make a railroad bridge over the river Styx.
Is this planning noises or is it annoying noises?
Yes.
Both. Okay, got it.
It's gonna
I mean,
make
I
us
do-
the first passengers in 2 seconds.
I mean, I do enjoy the Greek myth of Orpheus. It's good. Sad,
If
but
only it was that easy to kill Aeon.
Now
Yeah.
you're getting it.
I think that's a big challenge, but I don't think you would need to. If you had a train ticket back and forth to Hades' place, I don't think you need to die. You just need to take the train.
I'm
I wouldn't
getting
even
an
go
idea.
there. I'll just chill with Hell for a while, and she's also more or less just kind of chill. This is kind of just a job for her too. She was kind of put there before she realized what it was.
Yeah.
Interpretations.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, Gods
kind
of
of bad
Death
for
just
her.
vibe. I kind of like Gods of Death. They just kind of vibe.
Hmm.
Hey,
So, Jasper, do you have any mythologies that you find interesting?
I don't really do a lot of following.
That's fair.
I like looking into them for like writing purposes and whatnot.
I do dabble in the occasional old mythology stuff for writing purposes.
So, like, which ones do you like to look at when writing purposes?
I'm kind of the same way too. Like, obviously, I do it for more than just writing, like way more, as you probably gathered. But I actually do love looking up stuff about like demonology, like the lore behind like demons, especially. It always has a nice, interesting, in many ways, poetry to it because a lot of it is old poetry or plays. Like Paradise Lost. That one's really good.
Yeah, it's fascinating how much of, except the Bible and the Quran, I think, most of the knowledge we have from the old days are actually from poetry and poetry.
I mean, like the Torah has stuff in it too.
Ah, okay.
Especially the Talmud. That's where you learn about like demons like Lilith, or perhaps the weirdest thing in Judeo-Christian theology is probably Samael.
Yeah, he's supposed to, isn't, yeah, Samuel. Yeah.
Left hand of God, venom of God,
Mm.
principal ruler over the destiny of Rome.
Yeah.
I just looked in the chat and I like Magical Star Flash.
Yeah.
You should look what it says, Jasper.
Ska vi
Or read
se.
it first, Chris. Read it for Chris.
Ska vi se. We have a question before that. Snowy Motorcycle. Question for Jasper and Aeon. What's your favorite pony from My Little Pony?
Autumn Blaze.
That's not a
What?
pony. That's a Kieran.
Oh, shush you.
She is best. She is best, Kieran.
Best Kieran, yes, but they're asking specifically for best pony.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Autumn Blaze.
A Kirin it is a mythical Japanese lightning horse. It's
Jasper?
I know this because I played Shadow of the Colossus in Final Fantasy X before watching that episode.
I didn't know you were Jasper now.
Has the pie finally became the pie?
Never.
Sorry for interrupting. Sorry.
You're good, man.
It happens to me a lot.
It happens to everyone a lot. I've noticed.
Either way, I kind of named my OC after my original favorite, Pinkie Pie, but lately, along with her, my favorite has been a tie between her, Sunset Shimmer, and a hint of Applejack.
A hint of Applejack?
A hint.
With Twilight in the mix because book horse.
Book horse. Books.
I mean, for me, it's obvious. Well, I liked Big Macintosh, Applejack, and Pinkie, but that was originally. But for me, for the most part, it's Applejack, and it's just always going to be Applejack. She's been my favorite, so she's still my favorite. Just like
And
her, I just like everything about her, and like her as ponies.
And Sunset Shimmer, to me, has been the best part of the Equestria Girls series.
Yeah.
Too.
I heard there was mixed feelings about her.
Well,
what's one of the things that made you like her so much?
Well, her original debut as a villain was kind of a mixed bag, but then we got to see her actual reformation play out.
Played out well. Played out a little bit at a time too.
Yeah, because as a villain, I actually thought she was pretty terrible, but in the second movie, she was actually they like completely 180'd like everything about the character in a good way. So
Character growth.
Dun,
well,
dun,
it's not just character growth. It's just they just apparently just wrote her better this time. I felt.
I mean, I thought she was fine as a villain, but I do like how instead of her just being like, "Okay, I'm completely good, everything's fine," but it was more like, "I'm lost, so how do I fix things?" You know, that's good. That's a good way of doing it, where she really doesn't know what to do, but she wants to do something. And so, and I think that was cool about the second movie is like that's what it's about. But then we have these other villains that come into the mix, and it's like, well, this is ruining my time to change, and now there's this, and
Yeah, here's the
it's like
thing.
a lot
with
of
the
conflict. It's a lot of conflict in the second movie. Rainbow
Yeah, for
Rocks.
me, here's the thing about the Equestria Girls series. Aside from the Dazzlings, who are kind of amazing, villains for the spin-off are either meh at best or hot garbage at worst.
I didn't think Sun Shimmer was that bad though.
I-
I mean, the whole Equestria Girls thing was kind of like, what, huh? Anyway, so it already was like when it first like, announced and everything. I was actually surprised that I liked it. So,
There is something I like about it. I'm not 100% sure what it is yet. Maybe I think it like vaguely reminds me of the early 2000s for some reason.
yeah.
It could be that, or it could be something else. I don't really watch it for. I wouldn't watch it for like the villains or anything or the story as it is. I think there's just something. There's enough fun in it for me to turn my brain off, I suppose. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm more or less trying to figuring out as I talk about it.
It's harmless, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
I like the first movie so much more than I thought that I even learned how to play Helping Twilight Win the Crown on piano by ear.
Aww.
I don't have a piano with me, so I can't demonstrate, unfortunately.
That's okay. I think what sold it most for me was, yeah, like you guys, after sunset? Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. There I made the joke so no one else would have to.
A little bit too much Fallout Equestria, Dead Tree. Ska vi se. I think what sold it most for me was like with you, Jasper, after the Reformation part, that she's trying to like understand how to be good and make up for stuff. But it was when magic actually got back into the world, their own type of magic, that I got interested. Especially, you know, all the in the Forgotten Friendship mini movies. Since I'm a very big Legend of Zelda fan, you know, that kind of sold it.
I'm kind of sad because apparently they had a plan for a resolution of that story arc, but it never got to happen.
No.
I think right now it's in limbo, more or less.
Yeah. And the thing that was very interesting was that Clover the Clever was apparently a male. Not a female, as many thought. And since I'm a bit of a lore horse when it comes to history in different series, that was very interesting. Like,
Well, the main sex just, well, that's theater for you.
yeah, true.
Now I'm just waiting for that one jerk in the audience of the Founders play. It was gonna be like, Clover the Clever. It wasn't a female. You are misgendering history.
Oh no.
All that crud.
You know what's gonna happen one way or another.
It's acting. It's acting. Whoever fits the role fits the role.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows we can't have nice things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess then Kathy Westlook can't play Spike then.
No. Oof.
For the record, I was mostly joking because I believe
I know.
that a role should be based on talent and being able to voice a role with, you know, the talent, not just because you're a boy, a girl, or whatever.
I remember a long time ago, this was like when I was younger and at a church or something, we were doing like our own like it was like a small little, it was kind of a play but not really. It had singing stuff and it was just about the pilgrims coming to America and everything. And apparently like they were a lot of girls, not a lot of guys, so there weren't enough like guys to basically be on the Mayflower ship. So there were these twin girls, the older girls, and we called them Your Worst Nightmare, and they were basically dressed as dudes, and they even had like colored mustaches on their lips. And they like proudly played these two men that had no speaking role, but just to fill in male roles. like male extras on the Mayflower. It was really funny,
Well,
but it worked. It's just like whatever. It's like just fill it in.
Yeah, that's the attitude of the show must go on. So creds to them.
Yeah, and then in high school, it was like saying it doesn't matter. You play whatever as long as it works. Or sometimes you just change a role to be female or change it to male. Like if it whatever works or whatever, you do it. I mean, you be careful when you do it, but yeah. Acting
There's
is
no
acting.
business like show business.
I know.
Okay, time for the big money question. Magic Star Flash, asking Joey and Big Apple, have you ever thought of teaming up when you get to know each other and call the Pie and Pie or the Pie Squares?
The pie stands alone.
There can only be one pie. Dun, dun,
There can be only one. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Jasper Pie? Well, you're not even a pie. I'm a pie.
Dude, a pastry just called you out.
Yeah.
Yes, well.
Oh, you don't want to do that. If you do that, I haven't gotten to the rest of my the backstory of my character. If you do that.
Well, if you're gonna spice it up even more, you can just do the voice that you're kind of famous for. Just Big Apple.
Oh yeah. If you want me to do, yeah. I mean, if you
you know, from a very specific fan works that has been very popular on YouTube.
Yes.
You want me to
Yes, I know. You can stop telling me that right now. Oh my god. You just want me to be chaotic right now. That's what you want me to do. You want me to do chaos and chocolate rain and do clouds and stuff and blah 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 blah.
I think I just got indigestion.
Sorry.
Why don't you explain people what that was about, Curtis?
No, why can't Discord do it? I think he's very happy.
You do the honors.
Well, if you guys haven't guessed it already, Big Apple Pie was the one who voiced Discord in The Bride of Discord from episode 1 until 8, if I remember correctly.
9.
9. Okay, so he also did the very famous Magic of the Night song.
Chaos of the Night, yes.
Chaos of the Night.
Yeah, I did episodes 1 through 9, and then I sang the Chaos of the Night, and then the other one, the episode 9 song. I actually wrote the lyrics for the Chaos of the Night song.
You did?
A parody of Music of the Night. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was my idea.
Oh,
surprisingly.
that I didn't know.
Yeah,
cool.
Surprisingly, that was my idea. I proposed that. And I'm like, should he sing this? There's gonna be a date soon, so just because, like, I mean, because we were thinking about like a song in episode 9. I'm like, okay, what if one just for this? So I did, and I wrote all the lyrics with help of DF and the Fluttershy voice actress Carmen at the time, but it was mostly me, and I just did it all. And the thing is I thought, like, this would be good. He can sing the Phantom of the Opera song. And then once it came to that point, I was like, oh crap, I have to sing Phantom of the Opera. What the heck was I thinking? I can't sing Phantom of the Opera. I can sing better now, but because when I go back to it, I'm like, I didn't sing that well, but I can sing better now. But yeah, that came out well. That was a really fun one.
Did you take music courses, or were you self-taught?
Self-taught? I mean, I did do musical theater in high school, and then I did community theater a few years, like a year prior to the Bride Discord thing. So I did that. Yeah, that's right. I was also doing a college play. At the same time, I was also doing Jekyll and Hyde.
So you have a performing art. If this is accurate to say, you have like a performing arts background already.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. I'm not about the performing arts now, but I do, and I miss it and stuff. But yeah, it was back in like 2014, so that's when it was around. Yeah, I went ahead and did Jekyll and Hyde, had to sing and everything. So I basically took the advice and everything from what I learned, But I mean, it's Phantom of the Opera. Music of the Night is a very demanding song, so I did that. And then for the episode 9 song, which was a parody of Hellfire from Hunchback, kind of lyrics also written by me and a bit by DF, and a lot of people know that song as Discord's Lament, but that is not entirely true. That is not the real title. The real title was rejected because it was too long, but I thought it fit Discord better. So the real title for Discord's Lament is not that, it is Discord's Lamenting Betrayed Feelings Sonata of Anger, Rage, and Backstabbed Heart.
Nice.
Still remember it from memory.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I see why it was cut short.
And even though I left, I'm glad Will took over. I didn't really know anything about Will until then, and I don't care what anybody else says, he was a fantastic replacement. Because I understand that argument. It's like, oh, it's not the same as what we originally heard, but no, Will did a good job. He's a great actor. He's a fantastic dude. So, you know,
I agree on both charges.
if he were a jerk, it'd be a different story, but he's not.
I don't think he's capable of being a jerk.
No, he's not. Like in character, yes.
Well, yeah, I think most people can be a jerk if they have to for a role, but yeah, that's about acting, not about person itself.
Yeah, to answer a Magical Star Flash, who said I thought Will voiced Jack. Yeah, so once he took over for episode 10, then he also was Discord for episodes 1 through 8 of Daughter of Discord, and then Katie Patterson was in there, and they end up meeting, and then they got married. So
Aww.
even though a lot of people, so I like to kind of like, even though people like to say like, oh, like DF is the shipping queen, it's like, yeah, but he got my role, and look what happened.
Well, it's a good thing then, because that was how he met his wife.
But one thing I'm really happy about, and if Will's watching, thank you. When he proposed, do you guys? I'm sure Jasper, you remember. You know when he proposed, he was in that like blue suit and tie and everything.
I remember this. Yes.
Yeah, it was a spy cosplay.
It was for the TF2 panel.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a TF2 spy cosplay. I made that.
Nice.
Very nice.
It was
So
it was actually what?
As bad as when you say that you made it, do you mean like you're about to explain mad sewing skills, or is it just you assembled it?
I assembled it. I found like stuff at thrift stores, but I also found some props. I spray painted, like I found like a gun that was perfect, that looked like the Latranger. I actually spray painted it silver. I made the disguise kit out of an actual like cigarette case, and I actually,
No, that's
designed
cool.
that and stuff. Oh yeah, it was great, and it all started from as a joke actually, where I was talking to Will once, and I saw the TF2 Analysis Anarchy, and I just said, "Hey, if I made you a spy so if I made you a Sky cosplay, would you promise to wear like to every convention you go to?" And he's like, "Would you do that?" I'm like, "Why the heck not?"
He accepted.
Yeah, and
The
so
contract is sealed.
so now he proposed in the cosplay that was commissioned, which is just awesome. And I also made Aeon as well. I assembled Aeon Demo Man cosplay as well. And he had a Wild Pegasus whiskey bottle with like a custom label. I actually did that too. So that was fun. Those are the only ones that I did for other people. But they were fun. Aeon
If I had the crafting skills, I would totally make Ronaldo.
I mean, if you want, if we can talk, if I
Yeah.
could try again. I could try again. I'm in a better. Life was a little bit hectic for me the past few years, but it's calmed down. I mean, like once I get through, this semester of film school and stuff, maybe.
Let's see what happens first.
Oh, you're in a film school?
Yes, actually. This is my last semester. I've been trying to graduate actually since last spring, but yeah, this is my final semester. Make a final film and hope to put it to a film festival.
So, and if you don't mind me asking, when you say I graduated film school, is it just I graduated film school, or there are like degrees within film school?
It's a college that has a film school program. So I'm getting a certificate, not a degree, because I'm focusing on film. I'm not focusing on getting a. I really did. I actually did it originally was going to try to get a degree, but I took the advice from my counselor that says, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. This is advice for everybody who thinks about college or vocational school. My my counselor said, do not worry about what everybody else is worry about what you're doing. Like whatever's going to benefit you in the long run, that you're passionate about, or what's going to benefit you, like then do it and go all the way with it. So even though I'm not getting a degree, I'm still, aiming for the certificate. I'm learning everything. I pretty much took every single film elective. So I took more classes than I needed to graduate.
Like,
because I like it.
oh, yeah, I was saying, like, okay, so film studies, like, is the title of the specialty, basically.
Yeah, study film, knowing how to use a camera, editing, that's my main go-to thing. That's what I'm going to do for a career, is editing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Adobe earlier, so yeah.
I was also trying to dabble a bit into Avid as well, but it was tricky, and I hope to get back to that after this semester, so I can just finish this and then go back to that, because I almost got through with learning the entirety of Avid, which is really complicated, but damn, you can do so much with that. It is the industry standard for editing. So, yeah. I'm guessing you guys edit. I heard, Jasper, you do editing as well?
I do audio editing for the TF2 series.
Audio editing is a monster. If you can do that, that's if people want you.
Which is why me and Will split the work.
It is the bane of any editor's existence. But you can do sound. You're welcome by a lot of people.
I've only done
sorry. Of course, it doesn't hurt that I kind of hoard a lot of sound effects.
Oh yeah.
So that is the thing that's pretty rare in this fandom. Sound editors and normal editors for that sake. How does somebody start learning that kind of stuff? Except if you go to school for it, of course. Do you have any?
Well, I mean, it all depends. You can learn a lot of stuff online because you can and everything. Even when I was trying to learn Avid, my professor was saying, when I was like falling back, she was like, "Oh, you can look. I'm sure there's some tutorials online you can look at as well to help you get caught up." There's a lot. I mean, there's definitely some online courses and stuff, and heck, even if it all depends. Like editing, it is tricky stuff. You can learn online, or if you know a nearby school that teaches it, then yeah, like, and just take that class. It'll be worth it. Just knowing the basics of like Adobe or Final Cut or Avid is like really helpful.
I mean, like, what I did was I just I learned video editing not through any like courses or anything. I just picked a video program that I was sort of familiar with. I just use Vegas, and I only essentially would go on YouTube to figure out if I wanted to do just a specific effect or a specific gag or thing. I would just YouTube how to do that specific thing, and so any skills that I do have are just sort of a patchwork of whatever I needed to do at a certain point in time.
Jasper, do you have any advice for anyone who wants to learn sound editing? Or how did you learn sound editing?
Well, I had a bit of experience from, like I said, my old Thomas videos, though I wasn't particularly good. But at first, it's kind of a learning experience where I learned on the spot. Say again.
Self-taught, as they say.
Well, not totally self-taught, because Will also gave me a lot of good tips.
Good on him.
One of the most important lessons I learned: music should not be louder than the dialogue.
Oh yeah, I hate when I see that happen, especially on people who've been like on YouTube for so long or the internet, and it's like the music is louder than the people. Even Sega screwed that up with Sonic Adventure.
I mean, I remember I loved watching the show Top Gear, and there were constant jokes in every comment section about how BBC should fire the sound guy.
That's the thing about good editing, is that editing is not pointed out unless it's bad editing. Like the sound is like never pointed out, almost never pointed out unless someone says that's bad sound editing. Because Because if you don't notice it, then it's a good, that because it's the less they notice it, the better. Because it means you're actually making them believe everything they're seeing is real for the moment it is. It's called what's it called?
If you don't
Loss of
notice
illusion. Oh,
it,
crap, I
then you
forgot it.
did a good job.
That would be immersion, wouldn't it?
Suspense of disbelief. There you go. That's
Right.
Ah.
Just
Okay.
like when you watch a play and you see at characters on a stage, like it's just they're on a stage, but you're believing in the moment that this is all happening right now. You're letting yourself believe it.
Okay. 2 questions we have in chat. Question for Jasper Pie and Aeon. Have you guys done any April Fool pranks this year?
I wasn't able to.
I was not feeling too well.
Does the TF2 April Fool's video count?
I would say yes.
I viewed that more as Blissy's thing, but yeah, well, yeah, you were in it. Yeah,
He
that counts.
wrote it.
I was in it, I wrote it, and co-audio edited it, so...
Yeah, no, I forgot most of that stuff. I've been busy working.
You engineered the prank, and then she carried it out.
Because
Yeah,
he
I was
was... No, it was Finn who booped. Oi, spoiler. Sorry. I forget about this
You
stuff.
spoiled the surprise party!
Yes, you are now aware of the first 30 seconds of the video.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, no, I didn't... Other than that, I didn't really do much April Fooling. Closest thing I got was this one joke tweet I put out where it's like, hey, I got a quarter for you, no, I don't April Fools.
I saw that.
It was all I could think of. I
Uh,
was not having a good morning.
well, 1st of April can be a hard day for everyone. It's a scary day because you never know what's gonna happen around the corner. Me. Or is it just me who has that irrational fear?
Given my place of employment, I'm just like, I know nothing is going to happen because Amazon doesn't allow that.
Well, good to know.
Instead, they tried to make the machine kill me. That may not have been a joke, though. I don't know.
How about don't kill Aeon because we like having Aeon alive? Even though he's
Yeah, I'm
immortal.
I doubt it's even possible.
Yeah.
The things this morbid lad has gone through.
Yeah, I think I have to do a very big barding. Jata. Deal. Let's say deal. I think I will have to do a pretty big deal with Odin if that was supposed to happen, but I think even that wouldn't be able to do it. And, I don't want it because I want them to stay alive, so,
I'm sort of immortal because I have an overly complicated way of regenerating my
your blood.
Yeah, basically what I do is like I come up with this idea. I don't even use this. I just say it just because it's part of a character where it's like if I'm a human and my arm gets chopped off for whatever terrible reason, I can transform into a pie. You put batter in the pan, you put me in the oven for about 450 degrees Fahrenheit. You wait a few 10 minutes and then it come out and like, oh, I'm a better pie. Then I transform to human. There, my arm's back.
So you I don't have any puns, but yeah.
I know it's
no.
complicated.
You baked back the goods. No, I get the puns.
It's okay. I know you're trying. So that's the thing that when you were trying to eat me, don't do that because it won't be pleasant for either of us. There's going to be a big mess and I'm not going to clean it up because, like I said, I can transform into human at will.
So if he actually bites, then he ends up biting on the human flesh, but then he wouldn't be able to bite through it because human flesh are a lot harder than just a pie crust.
What I'm saying is if he tries to bite the pie, then,
I love that we're talking about the dynamics of eating someone.
Well, technically we're talking eating a pie, not a person.
What I'm saying is it's gonna hurt. What I'm saying is it's gonna hurt if you try to eat me. Then I'll transform back to the human form, and that's probably gonna dislocate your jaw at the very least.
Well, that depends if
He eats like a python.
Well, then again, our beloved Jasper is also one of the ponies who works under cartoon logic, like Pinkie Pie. So I think he would be able to unlock his jaw if he wanted to. Or, just stretch it a heck a lot.
Okay, did we
I
just go from the dynamics of eating human skin to a death battle now?
I
That's
subscribe
perfect.
to the whole. I subscribe to the Holy Church of Hammerspace and Warner Brothers.
This would be a great, hey, if there's a death battle between us, I'd like to see it happen. I mean, I'd like to see it between Will and I, but between you and I think it's more fitting.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Did I mention my facial hair is also magical? It just doesn't show up on this vector. I have basically, because of the pie form is the magical form, I have the equivalent of 3 unicorn horns. That does not make me OP because I'm a pie.
Dun, dun,
The
dun.
eyebrows are magical, and then the mustache and the beard, so levitating objects.
Okay, so we know, except for Will, you would have liked to see a death battle between you and Jasper. Jasper, do you have anyone else you would like to see a death battle between, or not necessarily that it ends in death, but, that type of video?
Versus-
What other, is there another character you would like to see that kind of match between Jasper Pie?
Well, this is happening.
Yeah.
Jeez. Like, who would I want to be in a death battle with, or who would I want to see in the death battle between?
Well, you can answer both if you want to.
If I had to be in a death battle, probably between me and, I guess Silver Quill, because we're both kind of hammy,
Ooh, that would be fun.
butt monkeys.
Yeah.
Who would I want to see a battle between? Probably Will Despio and Josh Scorcher.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'd be curious about it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Aeon? Who would you be in a battle with, except you would win, of course, because Aeon? And who would you like to see? 2 people.
I'll probably go more for who I'd like to see, because I don't usually, for most story reasons, I don't typically fight. I don't write Aeon in fight scenes for
Oh.
a handful of particular reasons.
Like, I don't think Jasper wants to fight Silver Quill either. It's just like, what would you think would be
no, I
interesting?
mean, like in meta, like as part of the story Bible. I don't use Aeon's story Bible. I don't, as a rule, I don't usually put him in fight scenes because. No, it's fine. This is a hypothetical question. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
I get it. You like to have principles for your character and not just be like, oh, he'll just do whatever and blah blah blah.
Well,
Rules.
yeah, because like if you make a character that's like that, especially if they're powerful, there's not much of a point. But also, you're going to get targeted by a lot of people who they're not doing anything for a character reason. They're just doing it as like an ego point, or they just want to outdo you for egoistic reasons.
Yeah.
But in doing so, they tend to ignore anything about your character because they just see it as an achievement. So I try to remove that.
When you're a child, things are different. But when you're an adult, it's like, yeah, well, I mean, you may not ever role play it, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's just a fun idea. I suppose.
That's like go, sorry.
No, you're good.
That's why, like, for me, like, I mean, I guess kind of like you. That's why I like I like making characters, whether it's like a persona or like a character in a story. I usually like to make characters who are almost on the borderline Mary Sue, but there's something that keeps them from that. Like this. I mean, 3 unicorn horns. That just sounds stupid OP more than an alicorn, but I'm a talking pie. So I have to levitate multiple objects and stuff, or myself.
Well, yeah. Well, first I'll answer Chris's question, then I'll go into this if you don't mind, Chris, because
Of course, have fun.
I suppose if I want to see a death battle between a couple other people, probably I probably want to see like Ellie do a battle with someone.
Ooh, yeah, Eliora.
Yeah. Just to give her a moment to shine, but I'm not sure against who. Just that it'd be a nice thing. But if for an actual answer to the question, I suppose Solar Flare and Josh Scorcher. I want to see 2 Texan Marines fight each other.
Yeah, that can be interesting too. Like, it doesn't have to end in like a battle. It can, like with Pinkie Pie and Deadpool, I think it was. They ended up just running around and breaking the fourth wall all the time, and they didn't really have a death battle. So That can work
I mean,
too.
fair enough. But it's supposed to go back to Big Apple Pie's thing.
Yeah.
Because there are little writing tricks. Because I did take writing courses in college, and so one of the writing tricks that I use is that I also made a really powerful character. But I was like, okay, how do I make this like work? And a few of the things that I had to do was I had to first off, Aeon can never really be the direct protagonist of a work typically. He's typically only in like a side or mentor role. Then I gave him a sort of interventionalist sort of morality with a bit of like tricky demon stuff. So because he's always somewhat in the background and the main characters are still achieving things, he's not technically breaking any of the rules because he's not fighting a challenge that's so like for really powerful characters is like doing a challenge that's like beneath them and then they obviously just win with zero effort. So I made it with Aeon that isn't the point. And typically, if he is on screen, it's more that I'm bringing him on to highlight something about the other person or the other person that the story is probably actually revolving around. So, in a sense, to have my character on camera is to have him be a sort of collaboration character, and in story, typically used as you can use him to mention certain aspects of your character or yourself or the situation that would not otherwise be readily available or easily like visible.
So, just to trying to put it in a simpler way, it's basically the all-powerful wizard doesn't solve the quest for you, but he gives you the tools you need to learn and solve it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's also a tricky demon about it.
Yeah, of course. He's not gonna make it easy for you. You have to learn it properly. Verdna 213. Thank you so much for following.
Oh, Cosmo earlier asked a funny question.
Need to check. Cosmo.
It was before the April Fool's.
Oh yeah, thank you. Question: do you guys agree or disagree about these statements? Hot dogs are a type of sandwich.
Okay, let me be an annoying philosopher about it. Define sandwich.
I think it depends on what kind of bread you use. Depends on what kind of bread you use, because if you use like bread that you use to make like that you make toast stuff, then yeah. But
if it's a hot dog, it is a bun. It is a form. It's definitely a form of sandwich. It's a type of sandwich.
It's kind of like an open calzone, but not that much sauce.
I mean, I'll put it like this. I would say I could, if you want to call it one, yeah, no, I could go with it, because the funny thing is that if we say that they aren't, then a hamburger is a type of hot dog, because it is also in a bun.
Because the bun is basically like still attached to each other. It's like split in the middle, but it's not completely. It's not meant to be a.
But I've eaten subs that way too.
Well, it's not as much. Yeah. There's subs. Those are sandwiches, but the hot dog is the same as like how a sub is too. Sometimes
it is a Polish sub.
In the middle. Yeah, sometimes it's split in the middle and not severed in half. I've seen that.
Ashdrake08 asks, for Aeon, favorite Top Gear episode / moment?
Oh, okay.
For me, it's not so much from Top Gear itself, because I haven't seen all of Top Gear, but for me, it's from the Grand Tour where they tried to make their own eco-friendly cars and they kind of fall apart.
Oh, where they all got Land Rovers, and Jeremy made his out of meat, Hammond made his out of trees, and James tried everything from the earth before splitting in half. He tried to rebuild his car. Well, first he made it out of like clay. It didn't work. Then he made bricks, and then the thing fell in half, so he lost. My favorite moment would probably be I think I'll also go with the Grand Tour just because I haven't seen Top Gear in a while. I watched a lot of it. I like the cheap Porsche challenge. I love the special where they went to Argentina. That was fun. To be honest, I really loved a lot of their specials. But I suppose if I also were to single out a specific one, I'll also go Grand Tour and the episode where they. I'll just say the episode where they were in Detroit because I was born there, so I'm biased.
That's fair.
Also, muscle cars. I'm so biased because I grew up there, but I love Detroit muscle cars.
Yeah, you tweet about them from time to time as well. They do look very cool.
Yeah.
just like-
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say they still actually do racing on the streets openly there because of the police only respond to really, really serious stuff out there. So typically, if you're speeding, they generally don't care as much because it's just happening everywhere. But I think the craziest thing I just casually saw was what is it? A Nissan GTR and a Corvette ZR1 zipping through some back roads next to Hell, Michigan.
Mm.
That was pretty fun to watch.
What do you wanted to say, Jasper?
Basically, just like when they try to make homemade cars and they kind of fall apart on them.
No.
No, I love their like $500 challenges or their cheap challenges, and just seeing them have to like somehow deal with it. I mended something.
What did you do, Ray?
Hammond, you sodding tic tac.
So does that mean he's not coming on then?
Do we get on British?
No, James.
Well, James, he has been eaten by a lion and is now resting in his stomach, so I think the answer is no.
Okay, I'm sorry. Just now in my head, I have Jasper as Doctor Who and Aeon being the companion. Oh my gosh.
Well,
It's the fez, isn't it?
Fezzes are cool.
Actually, it was the dialect mostly, but yeah, the fez fits perfectly.
Well, I mean, he is Red Doctor and I am Blue Doctor.
Yes.
If I had a dime for every time I've gotten that joke, I'd have. Anything carry the four? A whole lot of dimes!
And the funny thing, if you say dime in Norway, that actually means an ice cream. So you would have a
Dime.
lot of ice cream.
Why did
I
it?
want a
did,
lot of
did
ice
it-
cream.
Did it used to cost a dime, and it stuck that way, or?
No, dime, it's basically a name. It's also a type of chocolate. Because
Or is that what it
Norway has a
translates
lot of
to?
chocolates, as Aeon might know by now.
I do, very intimately. Thank you for sending me that, by the way.
Yeah. Happy you got it and that you all liked it so much.
I still have the jar from the mead, too, because I want to keep it.
Yeah, it's a very pretty jar. Ska vi köra?
Before I forget, I also do want to also mention my favorite episode, unless Aeon, you have a favorite episode, because yeah, Jasper said his.
Oh, favorite episode is it ties in with the first answer, the Kieran Tale.
Yeah.
But I've already just said why in previous chill and chats, so we can move on.
Okay. Then my favorite episode has always been and always will be ever since I first watched the show is Best Night Ever.
Oh.
Ooh,
As a-
classic one.
As a season 1 finale, the Grand Galloping Gala. I love that episode a lot. I
Do you
watched-
care to elaborate?
I used to have notes on why too.
Notes,
forgot.
actually.
back when I thought I was going to be an analysis person, but unfortunately didn't. But
Get that far?
Well, I mean, I did do one. It's unlisted on my YouTube. I did do one, and people kind of enjoyed it, but I just didn't see myself doing it, committing to it. So I'm better at just talking about it than making a video on it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
So,
sense.
do you remember any reasons why without your notes?
If I can remember, I mean, I liked it a lot, but I think over time it became more and more my favorite. It is like the only uh finale only like prologue finale episode that is not like destroy some evil person. It's just let's go to a party.
Ah.
It's so it ends season 1 ends with it being because that's what it is. I mean, I know a lot of people, it reflects kind of like people don't like generally like season 1 because it's just they say, "Oh, it's slice of life. Oh, it's like this." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I like that. Not everything has to be action and oriented and adventure. I'm fine with just regular toned down, kind of stories and stuff. I enjoy some
Mm.
British stuff. Like I watched Downton Abbey and I love it. So, see, I can watch Downton Abbey and watch Breaking Bad.
Both.
um, see, but
Nice. Good one.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's good one. Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
excuse me. So, challenge accepted. But but no, yeah.
Dun dun dun. It's pie versus pie burping contest. Go.
But I don't got none in the tank no more.
No.
But I like it. Yeah, I like it. It was simple. It was just let's go to the Grand Galloping Out. Let's go have fun. And I liked it because it's like, they all expected it to be something grand, but it didn't. And in the end, I think what's good about it is like it's fine because it's like they all mutually agreed that they were all going to do their own thing. It's not like, oh, no one feels left out. Everyone tried to have the best night that they could, that they dreamed of, like anybody does. So it's like if you go to a convention or something, like, it's not as great as you thought it was. But you learn from that is if you not having fun, then just try to hang out with the rest of your friends. If they just, and it's not the lesson is like, oh, if they just hang out with each other, it would have been a better party. Like, no, it wouldn't, but it would have been better over time if they just like got together and everything. And plus, probably also because like in the end, Spike was right the whole time.
right.
You've been doing exactly what I said. Yeah, and Twilight just goes, "Yes, Spike, you were right." And it just ends with them happy, laughing. Celestia's there. It's happy.
Yeah.
It ends all happy. It's nice. At the gala, I actually watched Into the Woods prior to that episode, so I knew exactly it was a reference to Ever After. And yeah, it's just a good episode. It's a happy episode. It's a lot. A lot happens.
Yeah, I can relate because
it's calming. There's no like crazy. There's no insane suspense. Not that I don't like. Not that I didn't like any of the crazy finales or prologues, but
sometimes it's nice to have something simple. But I guess I can half relate because if I have to pick a favorite, mine would be basically the episode where Discord and Fluttershy has
Everyone's
the tea party.
going
What?
Everyone was going robotic on my end.
Okay. Well,
try changing your region back to yours because it flipped me to Europe for some reason.
Oh yeah, I am on US South now for some reason.
Oh, I just changed that because I thought that was only controlled by. My bad.
Ah, no worries. As long as everybody is in the same region, it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just momentarily y'all kind of were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine too.
What I was saying.
Hope everyone else in the chat heard me because I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah, you all were fine at my end.
Oh yeah.
What I was saying was that if I have to pick a favorite, it would be the episode where Fluttershy and Discord has the tea party and Discord tries to put on a tea party for Fluttershy. I think.
Oh, and he's trying to accommodate her, and it's kind of adorable.
Yeah, and you get to see how Discord interacts with other ponies in, like, all of Ponyville, and especially with Pinkie Pie. That was really sweet. I don't know. It's the mixture of seeing somebody who doesn't really mix into what would be called the norm, but still are able to some degree to live alongside and still remain themselves. And yeah, if Discord ever were mature enough or ready for a relationship, I do think Fluttershy would have been a good match for him. But I don't really see him being, at least not until the very, very, very last episode. Then he might be ready for a romantic relationship, but not that early in the series.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm what you call a only canon shipper. So unless I see hints to it in the series, I don't normally ship it. So
Yeah.
I'm boring
like
that.
oh, I wish. Like I'm like, oh, I wish I could. Like that's fine. I mean, I might argue in any show where it's like these people shouldn't end up together.
It's like I want to.
Go ahead.
It's like I want to, but I can't. But I must, but I shouldn't. But I can, but I shouldn't.
The only time in a show I was like truly upset about like two characters ending up together was actually in the show Friends. I really
Ross
hate
and
that.
Rachel.
No. Actually, well, that's a whole another monster. But no, Mike and Phoebe. I was like, no, she should have gotten married to that science dude instead. Screw off. I hate because Mike was boring. Mike was dumb. He was boring, and I'm like, no, they should have never gotten married, and upset me so much.
I kind of hoped she actually would ended up with Joey, because I
That
think
too, or
Joey
that.
would have been good to have somebody makes him calm down, basically.
Basically anyone but Mike, because Mike was just, I mean, it's just, I didn't care for that character. He wasn't bad, it's just like, no.
Well,
I didn't like him anyway.
I didn't hate it, but I think she easily could have ended up with any of the others.
Yeah, that was the point of it. Anyway.
Did anyone of you see Friends? Aeon, Jasper?
I was aware of Friends. I didn't really sit down to watch it, though.
It's good though.
Oh yeah, no. I don't think it's bad. It was just like I was also into a lot of other sitcoms at the time, so I was just kind of like, I'm into like, because back before the internet, that's kind of what you did most of the time, was you just sat down and watched TV, and it's so weird to think about that as like being so drastically different from like today.
Yeah.
Now that we're all plugged into the internet all the time, but I'm just like, oh, I don't think I should add another show. I think I've hit my limit.
What about you, Jasper?
I only saw bits and pieces of Friends, like the first few episodes, because we would stream that. I'm in Will and Katie's old apartment, but I never got to finish the whole series, and I don't remember much aside from that theme song that will never, ever leave.
I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall.
Don't start. We will never stop. Questions. Yes, let's look at questions. Noah asks, questions for Jasper. 1. How do you feel about Casper cake? And 2. What is your favorite prank call video?
Well, in regards to Casper cake, the fact that I created him means I probably like him a dang lot.
That's his name. I never got his last name, to be honest. So, okay, nice.
Yes.
Ironically, he's the same color as our beloved Aeon here. Almost. Both are blue.
Go blue.
And in regards to my favorite prank call, geez, that's hard to say, because with every prank call, I like to try is something new or something different different than the last one. I think if I had to pick my top 3, it would probably be Despio Midnight, Inverted Shadow, and I Am Shadow, and
Love that one.
So many good ones. And for a third one, probably Lightning Blisses.
I still need to do one with you sometime.
We had plans for one, but then circumstances.
Can I be part of a video?
That's
That's
another thing. Unless I'm like terribly close to y'all, like with me and Peter, I don't really like people asking if they can do a prank call unless we know each other on a more personal level.
Or just a collaboration.
Yee.
A collab, I think it's something different, because that's when you agree on something and not doing something specific for that you have connection to, I guess.
No, I'm not just some wannabe. Like I know what I'm
I-
doing.
Were you like trying to make a joke, or were you actually asking? That's the thing too, because you had a kind of weird tone
yes,
in your
yeah.
voice.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, yes, but if it's up to him, it's fine.
Yeah,
I am
okay.
bad at telling jokes apart because people always ask me for stuff.
Gotcha. And I won't ask unless I mean it. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm really bad at it too, so that's why I wanted to make sure. um, but yeah, if people wants to do collab, do you have anywhere people can contact you, Jasper, or Aeon, or Apple, if people are wondering out there?
I mean, I'm
You
used to
can-
hanging out with most of the collab people I know anyway, so it's usually just one of us gets an idea and then we just pitch it, or we're just having a conversation and then decide to make it into one.
Yeah, but like if Big Apple Pie had an interesting collab for something and he wanted to do one with you, Aeon, and where could he contact you if that was the case?
That's
Or
not
ask.
that's not really that's the analyst community doesn't really work that way. It's more
Oh,
like we have to. It's not really a formal thing. It's just more or less just friends talking about opinions. Is a better way to look at it. It's not a formal organization or group. So it's more like that's why I mentioned friends hanging out, is that usually it's just us hanging out and we just have a video idea.
okay.
Because we know or know of too many people that, like, even if we did want to open up to like collabs with just about everyone, it wouldn't be feasible. There's no way to check everyone, so it's way too impractical to think that we could organize it on that level. So we just do it as friends.
Okay, so then it's better to find friends you already have and do collabs with, to be honest.
Yeah,
Essentially.
Okay, well,
I mean,
that's fair.
to Big Apple Pie, I'd be open to the idea. It's just we need to discuss it more.
Oh yeah, you need to get to know each other more and understand
yeah.
things. I'm not just gonna be like, all right, you're gonna do my idea because I said so, because I'm close to Chris. You must listen to me. I'm not. No.
Oh yeah, no. I'm
That's
kind of the same way. Like
I know I've known people that do that, and it's like, no.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. And another example of a big no-no, don't, like I did, was a big bad no-no. Never do what I did. That's a big bad no-no. Never DM anyone on Discord if you don't already have them as friends. That's a very big no-no, and you're gonna freak them out and you're gonna scare them, so don't do it.
I just needed to ask around before if I knew
Yeah.
if you was cool or not, and now I know you was cool.
Yeah, but I still feel bad because I scared you, I think, or freaked you out at least. And I know how scary that is because some have tried to do that to me and they asked very uncomfortable questions. But
I mean, for me, because I haven't really done collabs with like anybody at all, or anything. For me, I'm just open to like messages or whatever, just as long as you're have good intentions or you're telling me what it is. For me, I'm more so just like I basically look for gigs. I look for voice acting gigs and editing gigs, or sometimes people ask me, or even quizzes. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, this person's doing something." Like I do that, but
yeah, every time I see.
I mostly do it for just a bit. I want to be compensated a little bit because I can't just do everything for free. There has to be some sort of compensation for it. It's what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just do it for like a small sum, or I'll just do it for free for a friend or whatever. But like my first gig was an abridged series. You know, so I edited for a Pony abridged series and voice acted in it. Have you two? I'm sure. Well, I talked to Chris about it. Have you two heard of Scooter Tricks?
I have not.
actually.
Oh, it's a fantastic.
Also, Jinx, because we both said I have not at the same time, kind of.
It is that's
No.
a Pony abridged series. It finished, went through the entire 26, the whole first season, and then it had it had specials. It had its own movie, which collaborated with other abridgers. It was an insane thing. Yeah, but I edited for that. I voice acted as Sunset Shimmer, so I can say that I'm a Sunset Shimmer. But yeah, like doing Yeah, I like to voice act, like to edit and stuff. So like I'm up for that. So I look a lot.
Yeah, and you did
For
hear
cast.
his Discord, so
Mhm.
if Will is already too busy, or either way, he is a very
Yeah.
good Discord.
If Will is occupied, I'm available
Yeah.
for fun stuff. But yeah,
Okay.
I like to voice act, edit, just fun stuff.
Ska vi se. Snowy Motorcycles ask, are you guys more fan of DC or Marvel? I'm very...
IDW because they got make the poems.
I'm not really a major fan of both, but I do like both studios.
I like both, but I have a heavy, like, I'm not a major comic books guy, but I lean a lot more into Marvel.
So my go-to comic book heroes are either Sam and Max, of course, or Power Rangers.
What is, I forget what the so I think it is IDW. No, Indigo. That's what it is. Because
Indigo
the only comic that I really got interested in outside of like I'm into like superhero movies, but I don't really collect the comics. But I have read a bit of Neil Gaiman's Sandman. But I'm biased because Gaiman is my favorite author.
Another question for Aeon. What would happen if you met... I think he's referring to...
Oh, he's referring to Coraline. Speaking of Neil Gaiman, I don't know. I'd probably assume I was in a crossover fic.
That's a weird question, to be honest.
Yeah, very specific.
Yeah.
It would
Probably just
might...
assume I was in a crossover fic.
Yeah. Okay. Final sites ask, Jasper, how are you enjoying being in Fiora's canon fodder weather pony? Fodder?
Cannon fodder.
Basically, the weather pony. Well, it's no different from what I usually do, except for this gig, she actually pays me for voice acting.
But are you? Is it like? Is it okay?
It's fun.
Legally, you must say you love it. I'm sure you like it, otherwise you would have stopped.
No, I subject myself to it every week because I hate it.
Wait. Jasper, have you ever tried voicing Heinz Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb?
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, this is an inside joke, isn't it?
No.
No, it's true. That's
I've dabbled in the voice a little, but I don't know if I've got the perfection. So therefore, I must try to use the voicinator.
Say Perry the Platypus. Say Perry the Platypus.
Oh, hello, Perry the Platypus.
Oh my gosh! Sorry. Oh, adrenaline going through the roof. That's awesome.
Well, if your Brony career plummets, you got a backup. So
I can also do a pretty decent grunkle stand. Hey, my ex-wife still misses me, but her aim is getting better. See, it's funny because marriage is terrible.
Yeah, of the cartoon renaissance outside of MLP, I'd have to say Gravity Falls is my favorite. So yes. Can you do Can you do Stanley Pines or no Stanford? The smart one.
No one could do J.K. Simmons. Be honest.
Yeah, but well, yeah, fair enough.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man. You want a staff job? You want a staff job? Doesn't anyone care what I want?
The best thing I ever heard him say.
Pictures of Spider-Man.
What is it? The best thing I heard J.K. Simmons say, in my humble opinion, is "Your math is no match for my gun, you idiot."
Your math is no match for my gun, you idiot.
Your math is no match for my gun, you idiot. I don't know.
That was a good episode.
Oh my gosh. For Aeon and Jasper and Pie, do you guys have TikTok?
No. I do not have TikTok. I like memes. I usually just watch the compilations on YouTube.
I like the occasional memes, but I'm also a bit put off because of the whole GameStop incident.
Game stuff?
Oh, let's get into that.
GameStop made their workers basically do TikTok videos for extra hours.
Ofta.
What the heck?
That's
Making their employees literally dance for their monies.
Oh,
Oh no, the bad joke. That's puppets.
shooting
Oof.
their metaphorical metaphorical pistols at their feet. Dance.
Pew 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 pew.
You see,
Oh.
my company does not do that. My company, I go to work if the robots tell me to.
Ska vi se. Question for everyone. What is your favorite lightning bliss moment? If you have one.
Yes.
See, when someone asks a question for Aeon Jasper Pie, it's like, was it comma pie or just Jasper Pie? I can't tell if I'm being left out or included.
Yeah, that's why I'm just saying everyone, because...
Also, let's be real, I do like hearing Big Apple Pie talk just because I just met you, so I'm learning all this cool new stuff, and I'm loving the conversation. Even if lag on my end is making... like, I'm not trying to interrupt anyone, I just have a latency on my end.
I appreciate that.
So yeah, my apologies if it seems that way. That's a latency issue.
I let everyone talk. I'm not gonna make it about me. I may be a big apple pie, but they call me Big Apple Pie, not Big Ego.
I mean, yeah, but I noticed a lot of the questions are directed mostly at me and Jasper, so we also don't want to make you feel like left out.
I'm not gonna. It's fine. Hey, it's up to them. I'm just saying, I can't tell because of course, Jasper Pie. Why did you make it so confusing, Chris?
I'm sorry!
This is your doing! This is your doing, and you must feel bad for it!
You gotta stop doing that. I feel bad.
Good.
It's like when Eddie the editor from the server Aeon does the is it, what's his name again? The big scary rat from do you know when Eddie from the Discord server does the scary rat voice from Basil? It's like I get that feeling when he's doing the Discord and it's like it's telling me I'm bad and I'm just like, no!
Don't worry, it's coming from a villain voice, Chris. You see, the villain is going to always try to upset you or unbalance you or...
But Discord is not bad.
Make you awaken the Sharingan or something. I don't know.
I wasn't trying to be Discord, I was just trying to be myself. But...
Okay, I heard Discord, I'm sorry.
It's because you heard this when I was trying to be like this. But yeah, I hear now it's forever tainted by ponies.
Yeah.
So when you become like voice actor Super Saiyan, do you just turn into John Delancey?
Yes.
That's a big compliment. I've had people compliment and say like, "Oh, you're better than John Delancey." I'm like, "Okay, I know." No, that's not true. He was great in Breaking Bad.
Even worse is that I had a shonen scene involving you in my head turning into John Delancey. As we all know, anime characters get more powerful when they scream.
Why do I now have a picture in my head of John Delancey having a big blonde wig and screaming?
I'm just imagining this pie screaming on the table after all your friends have like perished, and the villain is like, "And now I shall deal with you." No, and then you just turn into John Delancey. What?
Try not to make references to certain animes that I've been watching.
The villain just
try not to make JoJo references. I've been watching JoJo though. It's good. I need to finish part 2.
I need to start watching that.
Oh, it's really good. Phantom Blood which is the first season for part 1, is very underrated, but it's very good. People kind of panic because it's not like the rest of JoJo being crazy and wacky. Part 1 of the first season of JoJo is like Downton Abbey, but more action. If Downton Abbey were an anime.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know, but it worked.
Jasper.
Whatty?
Have you seen the video where the voice actor for Doofenshmirtz sings, I think it's My Chemical Romance or something?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, I need to find it for you. It's amazing. And
the most amazing. Sorry.
no,
latency.
you go.
I'll be right back. I need to find my charger.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I just had a lag patch, so I thought it ended right when your sentence finished. So sorry about that.
For sure.
But I think the best reference in Phineas and Ferb, they actually got the Top Gear presenters in a joke. As in, like, they were actually in the show, and I thought that was like the most surreal thing I ever saw.
Only people who are going to know this song.
Did you see that one, Jasper? Chris?
Sorry, say again. My mind is kind of elsewhere at the moment.
No, you're good.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I just need to get my computer charger.
You're good. I was saying the most surreal thing I ever saw as a reference in Phineas and Ferb was how they got the Top Gear presenters in a joke. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it, but like I thought it was just like the weirdest thing I'd ever seen, at least in that show, because I never thought that they would actually like do that, or that they would, or that anyone would realistically do it. So it was just kind of like, oh wow, that exists.
Awesome. Also, final site. I just facepalmed because I just realized that BigApplePie prefers slice of life episodes.
I didn't even realize that until that guy pointed out how funny that is. Maybe that's what I was thinking, like, I don't want to go back to analysis. Well, maybe I should. And I should talk about slice of life.
I mean, you could do a podcast too. Those are popular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
I mean, like, for the first 4 seasons, my start into analysis was just doing a podcast with these 4 other friends that I had at the time.
I have very, 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 very specific critiques, though. It's hard.
Oh, no, that's fine. Some people like to hear that. Some people like
I am a very critical person, but it worked because I have the film back. Actually, that's what I remember in film school. That's a quick anecdote. Is when like the second or third class, my first semester of film school, the professor said to the class, was asking the class, I bet you kind of feel upset now that you know like like how things work and know the special effects. It feels like the magic's kind of gone, and everyone's like, yeah, now we know how it works, and now I'm not going to look at movies the same way again, and this and everything, and know that that's a lighting trick. And I'm in the back of the class, and in my brain I'm saying, are you kidding? Now I have a reason to yell at the screen in front of other people. People say it's like, shut up. It's like, shut up, Apple. No. That was bad lighting. Did you see how the lighting changed? That's like he held the gun in his left hand. Now it's in his right hand. What's up with that? I lost my immersion.
Yeah. That's the thing I forgot to ask about. Jasper, what's the background story for your pony? Like, why is he a pizza baker? And
yeah, why do you like pizza?
Like, why is his name? Why is he a pie? And that type of stuff, if you want to share.
Sorry, my mind's kind of elsewhere. I'm in a bit of a crisis.
Okay. If you need to go, then you go. Thank you so much for being here.
I can stay. This will probably help get my mind off it, actually.
Okay.
What you need to do, man? It's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
If you're okay, Jasper.
No pressure.
I'll tell you after the stream.
No problem.
Yep. You do you.
Basically, I haven't really fully fleshed out Jasper's backstory, other than he used to be in Canterlot, where he was a filmmaker, where he was studying to be a filmmaker, but one of his movies was kind of controversial, so he decided to leave town.
Oh.
Then he moved to Ponyville with his aunt and uncle in the pizza shop, and that's how he became the Pizza Pone.
Okay.
And in regards to why his last name is Pie, well, that's kind of my fault.
Okay.
Originally, when I came up with him, I didn't understand the concept. I didn't have understand the concept of original character down, so I just made him like a cousin of Pinky at first. But then later on, I decided to just make it a joke where like he's a stupidly distant cousin of Pinky.
I was like, yeah, you could be a distant cousin of Pinky. But
Like very, 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 very distant.
I mean, people are kind of forgiving to an extent of like fan relative characters because, like, it doesn't really come off as like anything pretentious or showy or the way you have it written. It's not anything bad, even if you were just her cousin. Like Nikki V's OC is an apple, and that's never bothered anyone. And oh god, Chris, thank you, Final Sight.
Yeah, Final Sight has a little tradition of making sponsorships for my pony and replacing her very beloved cutie mark, or I love it a lot, with the sponsor.
Thank you, Final Sight and BBC2 for this wonderful opportunity.
What are you? What are you, Aeon, my agent?
No, I'm just wingman. I'm your advertising wingman.
Yeah.
Next month you'll be getting Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh no.
I think what it made me think about it. Yeah, saying that you're making up like a fandom character for like that's like a relative to like a character. It's less cringy than when someone like really ships themselves with a canon character, because it's like, oh, you see them as like, if you it's different, it's a different kind of feel to that. It's like, oh, you see Twilight as like a cousin, like you wish that were like part of family, not like I love Twilight,
Well,
it becomes like less weird. It's just like, oh, it's like, yeah, that would be cool.
Or he's not doing it to like claim I'm gonna sound really pretentious as I say this. He's not doing it to claim prestige. Like,
oh yeah,
like a thing that I think most people worry about with relatives would be like, oh, I'm the cousin / sister or whatever of
Luna
or the main character, and of course they're gonna use that to say like they're gonna add a bunch of stuff as character details that are not character details.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the personality like? Well, they're very powerful and can punch you in the face really hard, and that's not a character trait though.
And or justification or sometimes.
Yeah, but with Joey or Nikki, they're not making these like demigod characters. It's kind of just it's kind of just like a footnote detail, which is kind of what it should be. So it doesn't come off as like him trying to like invent some importance that isn't there or fill in gaps in character writing.
I noticed above Final Sight, above the slice of life thing, he asked, does Big Apple Pie have an evil twin, Big Cherry Pie? Glad you asked, because I thought like
Cherry Pie.
glad you asked, Final Sight, because I was thinking now I'm not going to talk about it, but since you asked. So I decide for my character, I have this other kind of quote-unquote evil twin side. Oh yeah, how freaking original. Well, it's different. It's not evil. What happened is basically I have the apple pie side, and I have another pie side. So it started when we were in the casting crew for Bride of Discord. One of the artists was making everybody's like pony OCs like having Halloween costumes, and then she asked, like, what do you want? I'm thinking, well, I'm doing the Jekyll and Hyde play, so make a Jekyll and Hyde version of me. And I stuck with it. So I have the picture somewhere. I don't know if I still have it, but basically what it is that it's a Dr. Apple and Mr. Pie with a Y. So I go by Big Apple Player Dr. Apple. So Dr. Apple is just like Dr. Wolf. Just, I'll listen to you or I'll help you out or whatever. Like, just be me. But then Mr. Pie is, you take off the shades and he's a pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is like the darker self or whatever. And it doesn't, and then basically what I made for it was like the pumpkin pie side of the avatar isn't evil. He's just blunt. Doesn't take crap and just tells you what as it is. It's kind of like just, it kind of like, because we make characters that like are related to like who we are as people, it's like, oh, if we're very, we're very joking and silly, like you, Jasper, like you're that kind of thing. So I was like, oh, well, I know there are times where I can be like very blunt or just try to be very on point or get to a point where I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna tell you how it is.
Yeah, but there is a difference between being blunt and being unnecessarily rude type of blunt.
Oh yes. Oh, no, I know
So
that.
that's
So
something that's
it's
important.
Yeah, so that's like it's basically reflective of me, kind of like reminding me that way and stuff. So I never got to use like really the Pi persona for like any video. I wish I could. If I did or was in a collaboration with like a friend or something, yeah, I would use that. I would use the Pi, and he would be a little bit like blunt or like blunt brain ninja kind of thing. Well, I'm not even good at that.
Yeah.
You know.
We have about 4 minutes left of the 2
Oh,
hour
I'm sorry.
session. It's okay.
Oh, I'm
Just
so
a few more. There's a few more questions in chat. Then we can.
I can talk for 5 more hours.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I love the idea of your PIOC because it is creative, and I do like the idea that like I don't know, like at least in my head because I'm having funny visuals, it's like having it rotate every time you have a different mood or opinion for a particular moment. I think that's cool.
Okay.
I only answered that because someone asked, so
Yeah.
I wasn't planning to talk about it.
Yeah. Fully understandable. No worries.
Oh yeah, no, I love listening to it too.
Ska vi se. Question for Jasper. Are you able to do a Snape impression?
What impression?
I think he's
Severus.
talking about Severus Snape. Yeah.
Turn to page 394.
Very close.
Hearing your voice trying to sound serious is very interesting.
I could do it, you know. But why deny the Dementors? They're so longing to see you.
Then we have the same question. Can you do a Homer Simpson impression?
I might offend a few of the blue noses with my cocky stride and musty odor. Oh sure, I'll never be the darling of the so-called city fathers who cluck their tongues, stroke their beards, and talk about what's to be done with this Homer Simpson. Ah!
You almost got it with the scream, damn. Good job.
My voice is naturally high.
I can tell.
I can tell it's really high.
If we're gonna go to the we can do it all day. But yeah, question for everybody. What is your favorite Phineas and Ferb song?
I haven't watched all of Phineas and Ferb.
Well, do you know any of the songs?
I don't watch Phineas and Ferb, so I couldn't answer that, unfortunately.
I do know. I think my favorite song that I do know of would have to be Busted.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Aeon?
I don't know any of the songs. I mean, I never really directly watched a lot of Phineas and Ferb. It was more like I was around people who did, so I usually only caught like glimpses of it between like rooms and stuff.
Okay. Also, hi, Cowboy Engineer.
Oh, hey, Cowboy.
I watched a few episodes. I think my favorite song would be Gitchy Gitchy Goo, or it would be Squirrels in My Pants, because it's weird and it's funny. Me. Ska vi se. Also, question for Jasper. What would happen if we were to meet a Harry Potter character? Well, that we also would get confirmed that magic is real. Yay! To Galtmore. No.
I would I would want to jump back to my universe because in the Harry Potter universe, everyone flippin' dies.
Fair.
But they get revived by magic.
My Little Shakespeare.
Well, My Little Shakespeare. Interesting.
To pony or not to pony?
Everyone dies in the end.
I just remembered something if I could share.
Yeah.
One silly impression. You know what it is, Chris. I can do one particular pony female character really well. You know this, Chris, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
If I remember correctly, yes, but go ahead and have fun.
Hello, every pony. I'm Fluttershy.
That was creepily
No, that is so good.
Oh, thank you, Aeon. Jasper, it's not nice to call ponies creepy.
I meant scary accurate because it was so good.
Oh, thank you.
And now I'm scared.
So he can do both Discord and Fluttershy.
I can do a conversation between me.
And Fluttershy at the same time,
It's actually really easy to go.
between both characters.
So, what are you doing to your voice? Are you like? I know this sounds like such a generic question, but are you going into like falsetto, or are you like?
Yeah, kind of. It's like I'm going here and going. It's like so.
The falsetto is like this, and then it just goes high. I don't know.
I don't know how it works.
Well,
I think it. I don't know how. I just do it.
I think it's also like that thing that the guy who voices
Oh,
Elmo.
Holy moly,
yeah.
21 people. Oh.
Yeah, Fiora raided the party. Hi, Fiora.
Hi, Fia. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Oh, thank you, every pony.
Because there's this thing that I can do where I do what I assume the guy who voices Elmo does.
Mm,
I can't describe what it is, but I think you probably know what I'm talking about.
maybe, but yeah,
Like-
he has that.
Elmo.
I can't do that.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it's because in my head the way I'm interpreting it is, I could do something similar. So what if I did that, went into a high? Because in my head I'm thinking that if you wanted to do something like this, just go into falsetto and then do the Elmo thing. Obviously, it won't come out as Fluttershy. I don't want to know what unholy demon that will sound like.
Yeah,
Or that I will sound like.
I
'cause
mean,
don't think it
a
sounds
lot
like
of actors, like even just actually, like I don't know, just do it. I mean, it depends. I mean, of course, impressions are not everything, you know, because I've heard a million Discords and I only know like a few that sound good, like
Yeah,
Will.
Like
know,
you
because-
and Will kicks the ball out of the park.
Thanks. Because I've heard Discords that just sound like this. Sure, you sound a bit like it, but you don't sound like you enjoy chaos that much. Because you need to enjoy chaos. Would you tell me more about your logic, Twilight? See, it works on me. Like that. You know,
Oh, I'm sorry, I start squealing every time. Okay, Cowboy Engineer. Discord sounds like Sheen.
Sean.
That's funny. Really quick, I remember in Brighta Discord, in one of the bloopers, actually, I think it was in the first episode blooper, I was saying, like, I need to try to not sound like Sean Connery. Because originally it sounded like that, because we talk like Sean Connery, like this and stuff. And so I'm like, hi, I'm Discord.
No, that it sounds like Discord turned old and
Scottish.
tiny. Yeah, old and tiny Scottish.
I'm still getting flashbacks to Highlander and him and to hear the
Remember
most
that?
iconic Scotsman say out loud, "What is haggis?"
Remember, Fluttershy, there can only be one. The only one.
Oh, you've seen it too?
I've seen Highlander, just the first one, just the first movie.
Too. It's so 80s, but it's so
I know.
awesomely
Love-
80s. I
I
love
love
it.
it. Love it. Love sword fighting.
But yeah,
In the modern day, it's cool.
we hit the 2-hour mark. This is normally what I would say. Thank you guys so much for joining me for 2 hours. If you guys want to continue a little bit more, we can. But if you guys want to stop, then we can do that too, since we have used the 2 hours. But since we just got a raid, I feel kind of bad for the people. But if you guys have stuff you need to do, then you do that. But if you want to continue for half an hour more, we can do that too.
I'm fine continuing for a little bit.
One hand, I'm kind of not feeling good. On the other hand, I don't want to let the people down.
Oh, it's
Hey,
okay if you really have to go. I'm not gonna. I'm not holding
Yeah,
this.
like me and Aeon and Apple can continue if you really need to go.
I may have to actually leave because I have my I have a
Stuffies.
visit.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, but if you both of
But
you
I-
have to go, then we can end it here. Thank you
Well, I could-
so much.
I could just. Why don't just you and I, Chris, just for like 15 minutes or something?
Yeah,
Or do
okay.
you guys do it?
We can do that.
Okay, cool.
I'll probably
Uh,
check it after because, like I said, it's been lovely meeting you, Big Apple Pie, and I love hearing all the stuff you have to say. You're really interesting to talk to.
Thank you.
And it was nice talking to you again, Big Apple Pie, and probably meeting you, Chris. And I'm sorry for how it started out.
No, yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I am sorry for how it started out. Oh my gosh, it was so unprofessional and Oh, I just feel
Chris,
really
you're
bad.
fine.
But
fine.
it's a big boo boo, and I don't
No,
like
it is
scary
not.
people.
You're both fine.
But yeah,
It's I'm afraid of strangers.
I'm afraid of strangers too if they did something like that. But I'm still. You don't have to apologize. I have to apologize because I did the big boo boo.
I'm also
Well, at
sorry
least
for
that-
the lag because that was probably annoying.
Yeah, sorry.
But at least now I know you won't bite me and throw me in the basement.
No, I don't. I live in the basement, so no.
So do I.
Yay!
I used to live in the basement.
It's a basement apartment, so it's a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
I'm the demon, so I'm naturally in the basement.
I used to live
Or
in the
I'm in the
basement.
attic.
I used to live in the basement. Then my
I got a
dad took it away.
crucifix somewhere.
But yeah.
Now he lives in the basement.
Wahahaha, how the tables have turned.
But I liked the basement.
It was nice and cozy. But yeah. Thank you so much, Jasper. Thank you so much, Aeon, for coming and for joining us and having. I hope you guys had fun. You can say your goodbyes if you want to.
Yeah, nice meeting everyone, and thanks for having me again, Chris. It was very much fun. Nice to meet you again, Big Apple.
Yee.
Or the
Thanks
first
for
time.
having me, and thank you to all the peoples for showing up, and keep an eye out in the future for more comics and more
Yay!
or audio video goodness.
Yay!
Of course. Yay!
Thank you so much, both of you, and good luck with whatever happened. And I hope you both have a good day. And when you go to sleep, I hope you have sweet dreams.
Aw, thanks.
Nice
You
to know.
guys too.
Okay. Bye
Adios.
bye.
Bye, guys. Nice meeting you.
Peace be with y'all.
Stay safe. Bookaboo. And
Now.
stay skedaddled.
Just bliss and several follow.
Oh my gosh, the number jumped. Oh. Ska vi se, since they are not here anymore, just so don't people get confused. Ska vi
24
se.
people.
Here you go.
Well, minus like me watching.
So 23. That's okay too. It's a big number.
27. Oh, it's getting bigger.
Ah! Run away. Hide. Ah!
Can you take this thing off of my head?
Oh, you don't like baby Jasper?
You know what's funny is I didn't get to say this, but like a lot of people, whenever I'm put like into, I think you do it too, or people put me in a stream or put me in a picture, they put me on top of someone's head. But now I have a little pony on top of my head.
Ah, okay, then he's gonna stay there. Mwahaha.
Yeah.
You know how the tables have turned.
Oh, I thought the little book and saddle was part of his character. You made it look like it.
Ah, no. Yay.
I thought Give
Oops.
me the book bag.
You want the book bag?
Yes, I want the book bag.
Okay. Ska vi se, where is the book bag? It's my book bag. So...
Actually, how do you do this background thing anyway? Like, how do you share your screen on like some like art program, or how do you do this?
Basically, I have Streamlabs OBS, and I can put in all the different images and place them under or over other images.
Cool.
Like, I have this one that's always on top, because when something not safe for Chris pops up, and I'm just like, ugh, uncomfortable, then this one pops out. And then it goes away again. Because you can also...
No, I don't see anything.
Ah,
I
okay.
just see them.
Yeah.
Actually scared me.
Sorry. Well, there you go.
Well, now, okay, someone clip that forever.
Scared Big
Sure.
Apple sounds. Yes, there you go.
That actually scared.
I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Oh, whooshy! I'm 2 hours late.
Yeah, it's okay. You're still here. Actually, we have a question from Snowy. Do you like Easter?
Yes. He is risen.
He has ascended.
Indeed.
The thing is, Easter is kind of like, why don't we just call it, what was it Fiora said? Happy Bunny Day? Because buns are adorable.
I forgot what it meant. I actually learned what it meant. Easter and that something. I forgot what it was. Learned that at school.
So
all these people.
Yes,
Oh,
all
yeah.
these people. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to shout it in the chat. And yeah, Cowboy Engineer, happy Free Chocolate Day. That's a good one too.
Free. Well, that's also Valentine's Day, but 2.0. Yeah, go ahead, ask questions. I rarely get an opportunity to do this.
Yeah, why did you start filming school? Or certificate?
Well, you see.
Yeah. Do that. All in Discord voice. Thank you.
I was not trying to. Every time I try to be sophisticated or funny, you say it's Discord.
Because it is a good voice, and I like to show it off.
Okay, then I'll talk about it in my Fluttershy voice. Hello there.
Okay, that works too.
So I went ahead and did film because I wanted to be an actor.
Okay, so I originally didn't know really what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something in like the fine arts or the theater or whatever, but I actually was kind of lost, didn't know what to do, but I thought that's what I want to do. I want to do acting or maybe directing, maybe writing. I don't know. I want to do theater, fine arts. And then over time, something happened and I realized, wait a minute, I don't know if I just want to do. And I drove home one day and I was talking to my parents and then I just said like, hey, don't be mad, but I think I want to drop out of college. Because I didn't know what my expectations for the future were. It somehow hit me because we took one of those one of those annoying tests where it's like, I'm good at time management, strongly agree, strongly disagree. I hate those. But it was the only time that it helped me because the results were saying my expectations were just like a bar lower than time management, which I know is my weakest point, and it's better now.
Yay.
And then it made me think about it, and I was like, I don't think I want to do college. And my mother said, thank God. I'm like, what? You're not angry at me? Like, no. And she wanted me to, because she wanted me to discover for myself what I really want to do. And so for the first time in a young man's life like mine, I actually asked my mother, what should I do with my life? Let her intervene and ask me. And says like, well, you like to film, do editing. You do that on YouTube. And I thought like, why did it on YouTube? It's just dumb stuff. But I realized, wait a minute, I do. I even took like a class like that in high school, and I did well. And so we thought about it, looking at film schools. So what's funny was I dropped out of college to go to film school out of college. There, yeah, you flipped it.
Yeah. It's just 2 now, so we might as well look at each other while we're talking.
Yes. So yeah, that was the yeah. So then I went to a different college and I did that. A lot's been happening, a lot of moving, a lot of different transferring. But now I'm gonna get a certificate. I'm doing editing. I like script writing. I like directing. I find myself being, respected by my peers and professors and stuff. And it takes a bit. It's not like, oh, they just respect me, I'm the best. But like, no, I had to prove I don't know. I like that. Like, I am perfectly fine with proving myself to people. Where it's like, well, are you good? Like, no, I just do my homework, make the movie, make the people laugh, make the people cry. I actually did that once where I made people cry in my editing class. I wasn't trying to, but I really am good. Like, I find like my strong suits are like, I can really invoke like emotion. Like I'm able to tell you like, this is when you laugh, this is when you cry. Sometimes it's not even my intention. Like, I wrote like a little script for one class and we all wrote scripts. We did a script read, and a lot of everybody else's like scripts we read were like, they had a bunch of vulgarity and everything, and just all these jokes that are like super immature that I'm not going to say, super not safe for Chris.
Oof då.
Yeah, but we laughed, and like even one guy, he's this black student. He made like this black gangster movie. It was kind of cool. But then they read mine, and it was simple, and there was no vulgarity, and people laughed harder than anybody else's because it was just relatable in high school and stuff, and it was. And I'm glad like everyone enjoyed it, but I did like the the gangster script because that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
It's because I'm the only guest now. I'm like tangent off tangent.
Just relax. It's okay. Breathe, man, breathe. You know, cheerio.
I could breathe.
Okay, then stop. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Now I want to do movies. I want to make films. I want to make some good films. I want to make basically like adventure, comedy, romance.
All the stuffies.
Yeah, everything but horror, basically.
Yeah, horror is scary. Boo.
Because like a good horror has got to be done right. It's not always. I even took a class on the horror genre as well in film. It was intriguing, but I couldn't finish it because it got too scary. It like really I was done. Like I couldn't finish. Like we had to watch horror movies every week. So once we got to The Shining, I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
No.
The early years of horror cinema I did enjoy. Like, you know, Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, you know, Kill Baby Kill. Interesting stuff like back then, like the, you know, like what little they had back then. Like the Dracula one was really impressive. The one with Bela Lugosi. Because they just used a lot of it was like practical effects or something, like just through acting. I believe that they're hypnotized by Dracula, but they're just acting like they're hypnotized. There's no weird swirling, you know, little thing like any weird effect or sound effects. I just believed that they were entranced by Dracula, and that's spooky. But it wasn't like it's just you believed it was so suspenseful.
There's something you might can repeat. You are doing mostly video editing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeesh. Do you have any experience in animation as well, or is it only video editing?
No. I thought about that when I wasn't sure if I was going to finish film school. I did try to look at Adobe Animate and look into that, but it's I don't think animation is something I'm going to do now. Like I thought about it. Like maybe it'd be nice to learn just a little bit, but I mean, once I really get the hang of editing, there is going to be a bit of animation. I mean, like when you do special effects, I mean, doing like lightsabers is pretty much animation. And I remember I wanted to do. That was kind of like my first sign, but like not realizing I wanted to do film editing was way back when I was really young on YouTube. I used to look up tutorials for Adobe After Effects when I was like in middle school. Like I was never able to get Adobe After Effects, but I just watched it and I'm like, let me see. Even as a young child, I wanted to see how a lightsaber effect was. You know, the magic was never ruined for me. Like there was more magic knowing how it worked, because I guess I'm fortunate that way. Because some people, once they see like how like just like a magic trick, like once you see how the magic trick works, then the magic is lost. But for me, somehow I still believe it, even though I know how it works. Like even as something as simple as like, you know, pulling your thumb off of your hand. Like it's still like it's still amazing like how you pull that off, or pull off like sawing someone in half, or like, you know, something. Like when I watch any movie and be like, yeah, I know that CGI, yeah, I know that they did that, but it's still like, no. The magic is making you believe that is as real as possible.
Isn't that also one of the main thing about acting?
Yeah. Oh yeah, just acting. That's when I was talking about the Dracula one. It was like, I believed it. I believe it. That's what I like practical effects a lot more. I like puppeteering. Puppets are so much better. I'm not saying CGI is bad, but when people like use a puppet, um, see, even though when people like use like puppets in stuff, even though we can tell it's not real, in a sense it is real. It is right there. People aren't pretending to talk to something that's not there. When they're acting, there actually is something in front of them. That's why it has this real feeling, because they are talking to an actual object on set.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm getting super analytical.
It's okay. It's something you're passionate about, and that's what we kind of drive off on in the My Little Pony community. We all really do like ponies, and we all have different passions that we're trying to find our passions. Like, I remember back in 2018, before I went to my very first GalaCon, I really liked ponies, but I had nothing to do. I was so, like, I like this, but, like, is there more to the fandom than just watching episodes, watching YouTube creators, and just liking the show, buying plushies? It was just like, I was in a funk. I just did not know like what to do, and I felt kind of adrift. And then going to GalaCon, meeting Ellie Ray, meeting other bronies outside of Norway, and just like, what, they do stuff like that? Because I didn't know about cons until then, because I had been sheltered little pony living in my little farm. So
I liked a lot of the cons I went to. Which cons did you go to?
But I've only been to GalaCon, and there is kind of like a con in Norway, but it's not like a proper pony con or a proper con for that matter, because it's so tiny.
I went to, so for people who are still listening in, I went to all the EQLAs, Equestrial A, 2012, 2013, 2015, and 2017. I went to all of those. I went to the very first Babs Con, and it was 2014. I went to also the Pacific Pony Con, which I think was 2016. That was the very first one. And I also went to the second to last and the final BronyCon. I went to...
Oh, lucky you.
I went to the final BronyCon and the year before. And I attended like all 4 days of the final BronyCon.
I so much wanted to go to that one, but I didn't have the money, and everything is just...
It was good. People ask questions. You should ask questions. But I do... I enjoyed a lot of the conventions and stuff. I mean, there were some ups and downs, or I walked around a lot and didn't know what to do, but eventually I found myself doing something, watching a panel, or talking with people I never thought I would ever talk to, or some people who wanted to talk to me and I never knew they wanted to talk to me. And I'll never forget my very first at AQLA 2012. Which it was a very small convention. Originally it was going to be 1 day, but it was 2 days, and it was one panel after another. It was a very small group, but we loved it. That night, it was Saturday night, they basically like played music, and it was a concert, and I was the only one there dressed up as the Flim Flam Brothers.
Yeah, I remember you talked about that.
Yeah. That's what people knew me for in like EQLA and BabsCon stuff, is when they saw the Flim Flam cosplayer. Like, I was the Flim Flam cosplayer.
Nice. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna have to stop you because now it's like 2:25 a.m. for me. So I'm getting really tired. So I'm just gonna start a raid on. Let's go to the Argo Demon, that's how you pronounce
Argo Demon. Oh, yeah,
he's
cool
awesome.
Yeah, I've been in a server a while. I like to talk to him and stuff.
And as far as I remember, Snowy Motorcycle, Big
Yeah, no,
Apple already
I
said that he doesn't have a TikTok, but he do have to have a Twitch. But he mainly uses that Twitch to watch other. Other? Yeah, he watched that to watch others. No, other
yes,
Twitch
yes.
people.
That's how I know about his little chill and chats and stuff too. It's like, let me just watch and chat.
So you can say your goodbyes and thank you so much again.
Thank you. Oh yeah, how do I raid?
I'm doing the raid. You just need to say if you want to say something to people before we go, or
Have a fantastic Easter, and I don't know.
and that's the hashtag.
Go chaos! It's fun, I guess.
Oh, that works.
Bye.
Boy. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by, and thank you so much again to Jasper Pie, AeonOfDreams, and to BigApplePie. And I should probably say thank you to Discord and Fluttershy for joining us as well, and Dr. Doofenspitz.
And Severus Snape.
Yes, and Severus Snape.
And Homer.
And Homer. Bye, everybody. Remember the hashtag. Bye.
Bye.